What's good, guys and girls? SP here, and I'm going to be doing a video that's a little different than my usual. I'm going to be taking Buzzfeed's privilege quiz. I know this quiz has been out for it's going on 5 years. It might have been 5 years. But yeah, it's been out for a while, and I'm just curious to see exactly how privileged I am. As you can see, I am black. But if you're a longtime viewer, you would know that I'm also gay. So I'm just curious to see exactly how privileged can a gay black man be. Wish me luck. Alright, so let's get started here. How privileged are you? Check list your privilege. So right at the start you can see I am white is on the list. That is the quickest way to get disqualified, I'm guessing. But I've never been discriminated against because of my skin color. I have. I've never been the only person. I have an accent. It's like I kind of have an accent, but I don't. But I guess I have. I've never been called a racial slur. You see, that's a thing because I've never been called it by somebody who meant it. I've only heard it as a joke. So I guess I've never been told I sound white. I guess I have. Stranger has never asked to touch my hair or asked if it's real. Yeah, it's never happened to me. Oh look, here's the second quickest way to get disqualified. I've never lied about my sexuality. I definitely have. Because I've had to come out. Wow, they're really trying to... Huh. They're really trying to catch people here. I feel comfortable in the gender I was born as. Oh, I'm trying to shoehorn the trans people in here. I still identify as the gender I was born in. I have never tried to change my gender. I have never been denied an opportunity because of my gender. Okay, so I see here that you're trying to switch to females, well, to women. But actually, as a gay man who can kind of make friends with both men and women, I have been denied an opportunity because of my gender. As a man, by women. So that won't get clicked. Okay, right here. This part is a little confounding too, because I do rely on public transportation. I rely on public transportation because I can't drive cars because I have anxiety, but they're really not going to take into account that. But I do rely on public transportation. But I'm going to click it, I guess, because it's not because I'm poor, which is clearly what they're trying to get at. Okay, so what is this one right here? I have never worked as a waiter, barista, bartender, or salesperson. Are these minorities? Like, are these jobs for minority people? Or, as they like to say, people of color? Like, are these poor people jobs? I don't know what they're trying to get at here. But, yeah, I have never worked as that. But I guess, you know, this adds to my privilege. Frequent flyer miles. I do not have frequent flyer miles, and I'm assuming people who are rich but afraid of flying don't have frequent flyer miles. So that's it's not a good idea to add that in. I have never had an addiction. Wait, are you not privileged if you had an addiction? If you've never had an addiction, you're not privileged. No. The way they word this is so backwards too. You're not privileged if you've had an addiction. Like you've had the privilege of never being addicted to something. I feel like that really should be left out because anybody can be addicted to something. I'm not going to tell you guys why I clicked that one. Okay, so I live with 42 out of 100 points of privileged. I'm not privileged at all. I grew up with an intersectional, complicated identity, and life never let me forget it. I guess. Uh, I've had my fair share of struggles. I've worked hard to overcome them. So does everybody else. We not live in an ideal world, and you had to learn that the hard way. So does everybody else. It is not your responsibility to educate those with more advantages than you. But if you decide you want to, go ahead and send them this quiz. Hopefully it will help. Who is this going to help? So there you have it. I guess I'm not very privileged. It could have something to do with the fact that I'm black and gay, but I'm like, what it comes down to is I don't feel like I'm not very privileged. You know, growing up, my family always made sure I had the things I needed. Of course, I did have trouble with, accepting how gay I was. But, aside from that, I guess privileged. You're as privileged as you feel. I consider myself physically attractive. Absolutely. Have you seen me?